I find it funny that you quote Jefferson in most of your videos when you go back to the forefathers and the creation of the United States because he didn't believe in the same God that you did. I'll post a link to the many Jefferson quotes that are against his religion in the sidebar and the info in my video. And there's just one thing that I want to hear.
For centuries, slavery needed no defenders because it had no critics.
For centuries, slavery needed no defenders because they had no critics. Does that mean that your God saw it fit to have slaves? Because he didn't come down and say, this is wrong, you shouldn't be doing this, it was in the Bible. Just because there was slavery before the Bible doesn't make it right.
And I personally just love the irony that atheists who champion Greece and pre-Christian Rome for their supposed godless morals somehow strangely and conveniently forget that those empires were built upon large-scale enslavement.
Again, where was the intervention from the Christian God saying this is wrong? He sent no prophet or anything to tell them it was wrong.
Now, many of the big-name atheists like Sam Harris will say, Christians are latecomers to the movement against slavery. Who got there before Christians? Certainly not Sam Harris and his ilk. They've only gotten around to anti-slavery in the modern era, when it's nice and convenient. You see, slavery was mostly eradicated from the Western civilization, then called Christendom, between the 4th and 10th century. For the time being, let's forget about the pages of deep history and focus on the modern era, since that's what you fill my comment section with. We're talking about the African-American slavery in the American South. It was Christianity that proved to be the solace of the oppressed. When black slaves sought to find dignity in the dark night of slavery, they didn't turn to David Hume. They turned to the Bible.
They didn't turn to him because he wasn't alive.
When they sought hope and inspiration for liberation, they didn't find it in the pages of Voltaire. They found it in the book of Exodus. In fact, the anti-slavery movements, led by Wilberforce in England and the Underground Railroad right here in America, were dominated by Christians. These believed.
Where's the proof of that? You talk about it a lot, but there's no links or anything. There's a bunch of links to your MySpace and your blog spot, but there's no links to anything at all saying where Christians were the biggest part in abolishing slavery in the United States. If you can find links, I'd love to read. I did some research myself, and I couldn't find anything on Henderson about where, or Lincoln about where they were big Christians, because Lincoln's religious views were, they're still debated to today. They don't know if he was Christian, but they don't know if he was as much a Christian as Jefferson was. They don't know.
There's a reason that since we're all created